Repainting the plates.
Yep.
Good
I
job.
think that's about good for this one. Maybe I'll go do that one. Since we're dry, we're completely cold. Nobody's over here. We're kind of in the duck-out. Everybody's probably over at the whole other end doing the plate. So, but I hope we get some action soon. I hope somebody comes to shoot soon. At least so you can see like how it works, because it's kind of cool and it's not that hard to understand once you see it done, scoring and all that stuff. Are you going to shoot?
I am going to shoot. I'm going to shoot on tomorrow.
Me too.
So I'm absorbing today and learning.
Yeah.
You know, you're right, it doesn't seem that difficult. Now this will be your first time competing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like all of it kind of seems intimidating until you actually get here, and then you're like, which is a lot of stuff in the firearms community. You're like, oh, well, for me anyway, I'm like, I'm a new shooter. I don't know but then once you get there and people kind of explain it to you, like, okay, I can grasp this. This is for me. I can get this. So every day it just makes me a little bit more passionate about just working in the firearms industry. I'm excited, and I like GLock a lot, and I'm a GLock girl. Probably the gunny challenge. I think it is.
Intricate?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you did good.
Thank you.
And then here's his. We're together.
We're going to talk about some things. Yes, putting in that work, guys. I'm putting in that work. I'm over here working a shift now. I'm a GLock girl. Trying to get me some experience. So when they need me to pull up and join the official team, become an official GLock professional, I already know the ins and outs. I love it. Passion. Like, you know, I be passionate about a lot of stuff that I do, so whatever I do it with passion. Let's see what's going on up here. She competing, and let's see.
You're ready.
Yes.
Stand by. Fourth and final. You are doing very well.
Good shooting.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Hit. 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 Hit.
Good shooting.
You cleaned the plates with your 22. You did so good. And back. You're also the first one. That's the bullet I'm using. You're the first one I've seen come through today using them, but they are wonderful.
That was a clean fire.
You got a group of 5 or whatever. I am willing to travel to wherever your town is and come to instructor courses. Nate, he is my Naga brother and a USCCA instructor, as well as a GLock guy. And we are Owen today. And
Wonderful experience
yes.
with new shooters, old shooters. It's a competition, outdoor competition. And I am realizing that there is a lack of a student community. Torben and I are talking about that. The firearms community itself appears to be very welcoming.
Yes, everybody in the firearms community is super welcoming. See, P3 is coming to visit. So everybody in the firearms community is really, really welcoming. If you want to learn, if you got questions, whatever, like, people are so willing to assist you and help you learn. So if you have questions, and I'm literally learning like daily. Every day I'm learning something new, and my passion grows deeper and deeper.
It's a fun industry to be a
It's
part of.
a fun industry.
We travel as instructors and trainers wherever you are. I frequent North Carolina a lot,
Yes.
South Carolina, Charleston.
Oh, it's fighting. We out here shooting guns, but I don't do spiders.
So hit us up. I'm Nathan G. Simmons on Instagram. Hit me up. Facebook, same. If you need any instructions, wherever you are, hit us up. We'll gladly give you instructions. The community really needs to learn safety first.
Yes.
If you do not know anything about
Safety
firearms,
first. Listen, if you don't know the 4, there's really 5, but if you don't know the 4 safety rules to handling firearms, you should not be purchasing a firearm. You should not be handling them. You should know the 4 rules front and back. Like, you should know them.
speak them by rote.
You should know the 4 rules. Number 1, treat all firearms as though they are always loaded. Number 2,
never point a firearm at anything you are not willing to destroy.
Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger.
Now, see, that's the most important one for me, because there are people that are buying firearms, taking them home, and then they're playing like they do on TV and in movies.
Or going to the range and not and having their finger on the trigger, and it's like, or we see films and movies and people have their finger on the trigger. Like, no, sit you down if I have to tell you more than 3 times to keep your finger off the trigger.
Yes, and number 4. What's number 4?
Number 4, what we say? Be aware of your target surroundings.
Be aware of your target and what's beyond.
What's beyond your target?
Okay, so you can't just shoot anybody. So, and then we can get into types of ammunition, defensive or full metal jacket. Just hit us up if you really want to know. If you feel you now need a firearms at home for safety, you need to hit up an instructor.
Yes.
Okay?
And I say hit up an instructor before you even buy a firearm. Before you even purchase your firearm, or before you even apply for your concealed carry, I would say that you should be taking training lessons prior to, because it's important to train before you purchase a firearm, because training can then show you what type of firearm may be best for you.
I met someone who bought a firearms, and they bought the wrong firearms. It was the wrong size. It was the wrong hand. I mean, so do not buy.
Well, my experience was someone purchased a firearm before they took a course, and when she then took the course, she came to my course, and we started working with the firearm, and we realized that the type of gun that she had continuous jams. It kept getting jammed. So it's like, you want to try, you can always go to the range and try different guns before you decide to purchase one, which is what I suggest, because you never know, you might purchase what good use of the protection if when you need it is jamming and you can't protect yourself. So I would say take a course, take some instruction, get some training before you even purchase a gun. And when you take training courses and instruction courses, you don't need a firearm. Like, if you come to my class, you don't need a firearm. I have the firearms.
I have a firearm.
We have the firearm. So you don't need a firearm to take the class. But take the class before you buy your firearm.
Absolutely.
And take a class ASAP. And you can DM me, text me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me, whatever you want to do. And you can set up a class. You can do private classes. to hop onto a class, I'm actually doing a class Manny on a live. I'm doing a class with Manny on Wednesday. So if anybody wants to join that, let me know. I did post it on the USCCA website. Inside Out Protection is the link in my bio, or the at in my bio. So you can always go to that page, send me a DM, and just let me know you want to take a class. But yeah,
Get trained.
get trained.
Get trained.
And join GSSF. But I will, if you're not already a member of GSSF, I will we'll lead the way. We'll show you, once you take a class with us, we'll show you how to get maneuver in and out of all of that. If
And
you want
you
to,
must join NAGA. The
Yes.
conversation is on. That's where it's happening.
Yes.
Anything
Yes,
you
Sean.
need to know, there are plenty of instructors.
Join
Plenty
NAGA,
of- yeah, plenty
the
of
National
gun
African
owners.
American Gun Association. And then the cool thing about NAGA too is that you can go on the website, and if you want to purchase firearms from black-owned dealers, manufacturers, and dealers, resellers, FFL, you need ammo, whatever you need, you can go, you need classes, whatever, you can go on the NAGA website, and that is how you can then purchase from. Like, I purchased my firearm, the last firearm that I purchased was from Colorado, from a dealer in Colorado who is black owned. Got it shipped to Atlanta, and then I got my FFL person in Atlanta who was black to then transfer the gun. So you can always purchase and get firearms transferred. It doesn't have to just be available in your city or whatever.
And if you don't know, the reason why you need to go ahead on and get a class to be instructed so that you can purchase a firearm, because ammunition is almost impossible to find at this time.
Ammunition is getting expensive, and you don't want to be wasting money. A lot of people just go to the range and they just like bang, 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 right? But do you know how much your ammo costs? So like, let's say a 50 box of FMJ may be about $25, right? So you have to divide that 25 by 50. And whatever number you get, that's how much money you're spending every time you send a round down range. So if you're spending money to send rounds down range, you shouldn't be wasting your rounds, right? We living in a time where you should not be wasting any rounds. So you need to know what you're going for. Like, you need to know your whole purpose of being there. Like, when I go, to be honest, I don't really use more than 2, maybe 1 magazine.
Right.
I'm not using more than like 15 rounds to 20. It only takes, at any given practice, it only takes about 20 rounds to really
Practice.
to really set intention. And so before, I used to just go to the range and just send rounds down, but it's like, now when I go, what am I working on? Okay, am I working on my trigger reset? Am I working on my sight picture, my sight alignment? Am I working on pulling distance? Am I working from coming out of concealment? Like, what am I working on? I'm strategic about what I'm working on and how I spend my money now, because also this is an expensive sport. It's not like it's not a cheap sport to be in.
I mean, ear protection, eye protection.
Yes, always need your ears and eyes wherever you go. Like, these ears alone were like $80. Yeah, like about $70, $80.
But those are the real deals.
These the real deal. You can put a microphone, you can turn the volume down, and you can turn it up, and I can literally hear people talking. Like, I can hear what they saying. If I really paid attention, I could hear what they saying. Like, that's how good these headphones are. So yeah, it's not a cheap sport at all. So before you just go to the range and you just say, oh, let me just go bang, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Like, what are you working on? Did you set your intention? Did you, like, just go to Inside Out Protection page and look at the different posts that I post and say, okay, well, today, she posted about grip. Let me work on my grip. And then also, this is major. This is the major key right here. 80% of training, 80% of training is done at home. So before you even shoot or anything like that, 80% of training is at home. Before you get to a range, before you start spending money, you should be practicing at dry firing at home. Okay?
I actually shoot today. I don't know why I'm kind of like nervous a little bit. Like, I never done this before, so I shouldn't even be putting all this pressure on.
0, 3, 1, and 2.
We missed it.
Two mics.
Yeah. That's right. I'm sorry.
no
Damn,
problem.
this ain't no good.
Gotta get no rest. Man, I feel you. That's how I was earlier today.
They was all hits.